Hello, my roses. This is Budgeting Rose, and today's episode we're going to talk about something a little different. So, I want to increase my paycheck. So I was like, okay, yeah, I could get another job. We've been there, we've been down that road. But let me see what I can do to make this paycheck that I'm getting right now increase more in itself. So of course you're like, what did you just say? So first thing I did is I looked at my pay stub. And if you look at your actual pay stub, there are all these deductions that are there with names and all that stuff and numbers next to them of how much they minus from your check. And then I was looking at it on my check and I was just like, what are these things? So I was just like, you know what, let me find out what these things are. Because trust me, I did not know half of the things that are coming out of my check. And then I was trying to figure out what things come out that I can change to decrease them so I can have more money coming home to me right now. So I have to know what those things are before I can make a change. And so it was a great learning experience. So please understand, I don't know most of these things. I looked them up. My 3 sources I used to get what the heck these things are were the irs.gov, investopedia.com, and myleavebenefitsnj.gov. So I'll put those sources in the description, and I'll try and make sure I put it in the screen somewhere here. So you guys can also look it up too. But I just found it interesting, and then I made a plan. So I was just like, I need to share it with you guys. And great if you guys know all this. And if you didn't, well, we learned together, and that's great. That's awesome. That's what we're here for. All right, let me get started. So the first thing, federal income tax. $272.16 is removed from my check every month, every paycheck. So I looked it up. It's money taken out of my check that goes to the federal government. Okay, cool. FICA, F-I-C-A. So that stands for Federal Insurance Contributions Act. This money is taken out of my check. It goes into a government trust fund for my retirement and health insurance when I retire. So that's Social Security and Medicare. So I was like, oh, okay. So for my check, they take out $177.57. New Jersey income tax. On my check, they remove $127.31. So that's money taken out of my check that goes to my state's government, so the New Jersey state government. And did you know, which I didn't till I was researching, and then I learned this, that there are several states that do not have income tax. So those states are Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. And a fun fact, in 2021, Tennessee will also be included in those lists of states, and it won't have income tax either. Pretty cool, but I have it here, so you saw my amount. Medicare, so $41.53 is removed from my check for Medicare. So I always get it confused because I'm like, Medicare, Medicaid, which is which, what is what? And then my sister would always say things like, yeah, Medicare is for the care of individuals. It's the insurance. And then I'd be like, yeah, what you said. What is Medicare again? So I actually looked it up. So this Medicare is a federal health insurance program for people who are 65 years old or older, younger than 65 years old with disabilities. It goes for people with end-stage renal disease, and people with ALS use it too. So I was like, okay, all right. Now I understand what my sister kept trying to tell me with it's care, Medicare. But now I get it. So $41.53 goes to that. My pension contribution is $231.63. So I put money into my pension, and then my employer matches it. It's like a 401k with an employer match. So if you have a 401k, then this is similar to what you're doing, but this is what my company does instead. Unemployment insurance. So for mine, they take out $13.13. So it's also called unemployment benefits. So if I were to lose my job and I met certain eligibility requirements, then I could possibly maybe get this. I did find out that if you quit your job, you don't get this. If you're self-employed, you don't get this. If you're fired, you don't get this. So, okay, good to know. Temporary disability insurance, that they take out $8.03. So this is for if you become disabled for a short period of time and it's a non-work related illness or injury. So usually if it was like work related, then you would use workers' comp, is my understanding. There are only 5 states that offer this, and those states are California, Hawaii, New Jersey, that's my home state, yay Jers, New York, Rhode Island, and then interestingly, Puerto Rico also does it too. So that was pretty cool. And then you're like, why didn't you say Puerto Rico is a state? You were just like, and interesting also. Yeah, it's still not a state. America owns it. So that's colonism for you. And it's messy how it's owned. Don't get me started. So I'm just going to let that sit right there. You all can do your research. Maybe if you guys are interested, I can make another video, because it was just rude to see like how Puerto Rico was treated in terms of when they had the crazy natural disasters versus some other states that had natural disasters. Obviously, yeah, you're like, no, you're not a state, you're a property. But then it's like, wait, that's like saying I have a child and I'm not taking care of them. But it's like, no, that's your child, so take care of them. And then you're like, oh no, I'll just take care of this other person over here who's in my family. So you know what I mean? Anyway, it's crazy. Don't get me started. I apologize. Let me focus. So pre-tax dental. So I have dental insurance. I pay into my dental insurance and then my employer pays into it also. And then pre-tax, as in they take this dental money, which is $9.60 out of my check before they take all the other taxes. So they take it from my gross pay. $9.60 for dental. Okay, pre-tax health, PD. So I have health insurance. I pay into it. And then my employer pays into it also. And then they remove this $118.58 before. So that's from my gross pay. And then they take out the other taxes afterwards. Deferred compensation. So deferred compensation is money that's taken out of my check. It's given to a different company and then they buy stocks and, you know, invest that money in stocks and whatever. And then years from now, when I'm finally going to retire, I'll get that money back. So in this case, the taxes will be taken out when I go to retire and I'm taking the money. So I was like, let me just do 1%. So that's the $28.56 that's been getting taken out. So that's voluntary. It's not like mandatory. So that's why I put a star next to it, because yeah, I'm going to change that for now. It's just a small time change that I'm going to do. I'll discuss it a little bit later. Okay, unreimbursed medical. So this money, which is $96.15, is taken out of my check and put into a flexible spending account, FSA. So my FSA is on a debit card, and I use it to pay for like my eyeglasses, which are usually like $900 for one pair. I use it to pay for my prescriptions, and when I go to the doctor, I use it to pay my copay. So it's money I put into a separate thing that I use, but it's helpful. So I do that. So in this, it comes out $96.15. Family leave insurance. So that's $4.94 comes out of my check. So this is used when you want to bond with your newborn baby. You have a newly adopted kid. You have a newly placed foster kid, or to provide care for a seriously ill or injured family member. So that's when you'd use it. My deferred compensation dash Roth, I said, take out 1%. So that's the $28.56. So that is money taken out of my check. It goes to a separate company. They use it to buy stocks, and then I get the money when I retire. And that money, it's taxed now. But I'm putting a star next to it because I want to change that. So just temporarily. And then I'll discuss that in a little bit. Then I have, I put money into my credit union. It's a bank. So money is taken from my check right away, which is $50, and then goes into that credit union bank account for me. So I don't touch it. So it looks like just another savings account, but then they just do it automatically. I don't have to do it. So I put a star next to that one, and my full member union dues, that's $35.63. So I belong to a union at work. The union advocates for us workers so that our employer doesn't just screw us. And yeah, so of course you have to pay for that. I don't mind. So, okay, all in all, adding all my deductions from my one check, they take out, I'm like, they, you're like, who's they? I don't know, they, $1,243.38. My take home is $1,845. So I'm really on this kick of like, I wanted to know, like, I really would like to take $2,000 home every paycheck. So when I was saying I starred a couple of things, these are the things I starred. So these are the things I can change, or I'm willing to change. So my deferred comp, $28.56. I'm going to remove that temporarily, just for right now. So this $28.56 will come back into my check. My deferred comp Roth, that $28.56 coming back to my check. And then stop sending money to my credit union, that $50 come back to my check. So that'll be a total of $107.12 that will come back to my check. And then if we add my take home, $1,845 plus what I can have come back into my check, which is $107.12, I'll have a total of $19.52.12 coming back into my check. So that's great. I'm closer to my goal of $2,000. And then I'll have to, rethink. So probably later on, I'll decrease my Unreimbursed Medical. So then that way, that's $96.15. But the other stuff, I don't think you can change. I could change my dental and health insurance, but I'm fine with those. I don't want to change it. My health is important. Yeah, so this is the goal. I already did change my deferred comps. This deferred comp, so I'm waiting for when it'll change onto my paycheck. I did send my HR, I sent my credit union an email? No. I talked to them online, and then I was like, oh, I want to decrease this, to 0. And they're like, oh, you have to fill out the form with your employer because they're the ones who do it. So then I contacted my HR, and then, they haven't answered yet. It's been a while, but I get it. It's quarantine, they're not in the office. So when I'm able to do this, I'll do it. But for now, I'll focus on what I can do. So thank you so much. I hope you guys learned something. Please educate me if you know something further. I love to learn. If you see something I could change that could get me closer to that $2,000, let me know. I might try it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And take care of each other. Be safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, my roses. Bye.